story time. All right. So today we're talking about Caesar and Frederick,
Okay.
also known as Freddy. Okay. So Caesar and Freddy, they're best friends. They're brothers. So Caesar's the older one. Freddy's the younger one. How old are they? Are they in middle school, high school?
Let's do one in eighth grade, middle
Okay.
school, and one in high school.
Okay. Eighth grade and 10th grade. Boom. 13 and 15. So, Freddy is the younger one. Freddy is 13. He's in the 8th grade. Caesar is the older one. Caesar is like this super cool, super charismatic, funny guy. He's also not your stereotypical cool guy. He's also really, really freaking smart. You know, you don't really get the smart and the cool. You get the cool or the smart. And he's both. You know, he's got the whole package. He's like this super lovable 15-year-old guy. Freddy's cool. Freddy's cool. Freddy's not all that, you know, social, but he's cool. He's cool. And they're close, you know, they're good friends. So whenever people see Freddy, they're like, oh, that's Caesar's little brother. And Freddy's like, you can call me Frederick, you can call me Fred, you can call me Freddy, but don't call me Caesar's little brother. They're friends, like they're best friends. They love each other, but he just doesn't want to be defined as Caesar's little brother, you know? Anyways, so moving forward. Caesar and Freddy live in this townhouse. And in this townhouse, like there's a backyard that basically all the townhouses share. So there's the townhouse, the back door, the back patio, and then there's the grass at the top of this hill. And then there's this hill, and then there's the woods. They don't really spend a whole lot of time messing around in the backyard. They sort of just chill on the patio and then go back in the house. This particular evening, it's Friday, it's like the start of spring break, everybody's families are going on vacation. So Freddy and Caesar are kind of just chilling in the house. You know, their mom works late, she's a nurse. Shout out to nurses. Freddy and Caesar is more like adventurous, you know, like he is more likely to get into something that he really shouldn't be getting into. And that's, you can't be cool without breaking the rules. You know, they know that they're both supposed to be in the house, chilling. Not Caesar. So Caesar now turns to Freddy while they're watching TV, and he's like, I want to do something. Freddy's like, nah, bunk that. It's late. You know, mom told us to be in the house at a certain time. It's before the certain time. We're in the house. Let's just keep it like that. Let's just stay in the house. I don't want to go anywhere. So he turns back to the TV and flips through the channels. Caesar is not enough for him. He's like, no. We should do something. Like, it's just us. Like, we don't have anywhere to go tomorrow. We don't have anywhere to go for another week. Like, why not just start spring break with an adventure? Freddy's not happy. He's not. So then Caesar proposes to him by saying, I'll do your homework for the first week of getting back from spring break. Freddy's now thinking about it like heavy, like, okay, all of my homework, like all of my classes' homework? Remember, I told you, Caesar is a genius. Like, he really knows some shit about some shit. So, to Freddy, he knows that, like, his homework assignments aren't going to be difficult to Caesar. He knows that Caesar will just breeze through it. It'll be a cakewalk. So it's not even like he's putting his brother at an inconvenience. It's a win-win. So he ponders on it a little bit more. He's like, all right, where are we going? What are you trying to do? What kind of adventure are we starting tonight? Caesar's like, I can't tell you that. It's never that simple. You either come with me, get your homework done, or we both stay in the house, and you got to do your homework when we get back from spring break. Period. So they sit there for a minute, and Caesar's thinking, okay, he's made up his mind. I guess he wants to do his homework. And then eventually, Freddy turns the TV off, and he's like, all right, let's go. So then they get up, they venture out to that backyard, that back patio area, and Caesar starts wandering down the hill. Freddy's like, I already don't like where this is going. Why are we walking in the direction of the woods? What could possibly be in there that is worthy of an adventure? A safe adventure. Caesar's like, nothing adventurous is safe. Just follow me. So they start, trekking down the hill, and they're walking alongside of the woods until they get to this sort of entrance that has like a trail. So Freddy thinks to himself, okay, if there's a trail, obviously it's not that unsafe. People have walked through here before. People have hiked through here before. It's not that bad.
Right.
It's not that bad. Anyways, moving forward. So they start walking in, they start walking through the woods, and so Freddy's like, okay, you might as well just tell me where we're going now. Like, I'm here. I'm not turning around. I'm not walking back there by myself. Where are we going? Caesar's like, I can't tell you that yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. You still trying to figure it out? My guy, where are we going? Oh, this can't be good. Okay, so I'm gonna just follow you. We might die, whatever. At least we started spring break with a bang. So they're walking. Freddy's like jumping, twitching, and like getting his shirt caught on the branches, hearing noises, hearing animal sounds. He's not with it. He's not, your typical nature type of guy. You don't like it. So then they get to this place that, like, they're sort of standing on the edge of like a stream or like water. I don't know. And Freddy starts to ask him, like, okay, what's your plan now? Like, what are we gonna do? Caesar doesn't answer him right away. He sort of like looks off into the distance where there's this like structure that looks kind of like a barn. And so Freddy sort of like answers like an unanswered question. You want to go over there? Like, how are we supposed to get there? How are we going to do that? Like, what is going on? Like, what are you really thinking right now? And so then Caesar turns around to answer him, and Freddy notices that his face just shifts. There's like a completely different emotion that he has never seen on his brother before, and that's fear. He's never not once seen his brother concerned, worried, afraid. Nothing. None of the above. None of those negative emotions. He's never seen it. So now he's like, what is the problem? You need to start talking. You need to start answering me. What is going on? And then he hears growling behind him. So now Freddy's like, please do not tell me that there is a dog behind me. Caesar says, it's not a dog. Freddy is like, okay. There isn't necessarily like a sense of relief, but a heightened sense of curiosity. What is behind me? He said, it's a wolf. I think that the plan now should be to run. And that's it. That's all Freddy needed to hear to haul ass through the woods. Leave his brother, leave the woods, leave everything behind him, just run. Fight or flight, whatever. So he hears the pitter-patter of the wolves' paws picking up speed behind him, and he's like, this is it, I'm gonna die, this is it. And he's busting it, he's running, and he feels like, heat on his ankles, like he's gaining on me. This is it, until he just gives up. He stops, and he like crouches down, and he turns around, because there's no more sound, there's no more running, there's nothing. There's nothing behind him. Absolutely nothing. No wolf, no brother. So he's still there, crouched, and he wonders, okay, do I get up? Do I start moving? What's going on? So he slowly rises, and he stands there, looking back in the direction from which he was running. And he wonders, should I walk back there? Is my brother back there? So he calls his name. He calls Ceasar. Ceasar, where you at? Come on, this isn't funny. Was there even a wolf behind me? Silence. Absolutely nothing. So he starts walking back in that direction. And as he starts to walk back in that direction, he hears the sound of his feet crunching the ground beneath him. But then it sounds like somebody else's feet are crunching beneath, like walking behind him, making those sounds. So then he pauses to see if maybe he's hearing things. It's gotta just be my feet. Turns around, there's no one behind him. His breathing starts picking up, and he starts walking a little bit faster. Ceasar, where you at? Come on, this is not a game. He picks up, but the more he picks up, the more it feels like there's someone behind him. So he turns around really fast, and he's like, this is really freaking crazy. I should have just stayed in the house. This is not funny, Ceasar. He turns around, and he starts to pick up. He's not really running, he's not walking, but he's like, I need to get the fudge out of these woods. He's trying to drown out that noise, that feeling that someone is behind him, because, every time he turns around, there's nobody there. And at a certain point, he's like, I have been trekking in the same direction for long enough. Why haven't I made it back to the spot that my brother and I were standing? And he just keeps on moving and moving and moving and moving. And then eventually he hears somebody say, Freddy. And he turns around. And he's like, that's my brother. I know it's my brother. They're like, Freddy, where are you? So he answers him and he's like, Ceasar, I'm here. Like, I'm here. I don't even know where this is. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. So he starts to maybe try to pick up where he heard his brother call his name. And he's like, okay. It's back in the other direction. So he tries to maybe see if he could walk back in that area, that direction that he was just coming from. And he knows now for sure he's definitely lost. He must have started running in a direction that took him completely off the trail. There's no sign, there's no sound of the water, there's nothing. And then he hears his name being called again. And it's got like this extended sort of echo. And his brother like, I think you're in like another dimension. Like, I can hear you, but I can't see you. So in that moment, Freddy's like, are you freaking kidding me? How did we even get here? How did this even happen? In that moment, of course, the growling comes back. And this time he turns around to see exactly what was chasing him. It's not necessarily a wolf. It's like this creature that doesn't look like it belongs anywhere on earth. And he's like, I'm not even gonna run. This is it. I don't even know how I'm supposed to get out of this situation. I have no idea. He sort of just gives up and crouches down on the spot. And then the creature starts to walk towards him. He can tell, like he can hear the movement on the ground and feel the ground sort of like shifting beneath him. And this creature like nudges him, sort of like, hey, like, get up. You gotta go. And he like, jolts a little and looks at him like, what is happening? And then he brushes past him and starts to walk in a certain direction. And so he looks at him like, do I follow you? And so the creature just turns back around and continues walking in that direction. So then Freddy gets up and starts to follow him in hopes to get answers and to find his brother and to find his way out of this dimension and back home on the flipping couch